In this episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief, I sit down with Amos and Nona to talk all about Rotunda, Last Man Standing family party game that's currently on Kickstarter. It gave me the feeling of a Mario Party for your tabletop. So join us for that interview, and then after that, we'll be talking about 4 great games that are currently on Kickstarter during our Kickstarter Corner portion of Getting Geeky with Game Relief. This episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief is proudly being powered by Union City Heroes, a comic book RPG and setting core book. It's a new comic book superhero role-playing system and source book on the world of Union City and its heroes as well as villains. This did successfully reach its funding goal, and at the time of recording, there's about 14 hours to go until this project ends. So if you're in the UK or somewhere where our time zones are different, or you're a night owl, you might be able to still get in on the fun of Union City Heroes. This project will end Friday, which is today when you're listening, or tomorrow depending on what time, at 5:32 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So if you want to find out about Union City Heroes, I'd hurry and jump over on that link that we leave in the show notes so you don't miss anything fun. Go ahead and check out Union City Heroes, a comic book RPG and setting core book on Kickstarter for a very, very short time. This episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief is also proudly being powered by none other than the game we're talking about with the creators today, Rotunda, Last Man Standing family party game, in which you battle your friends and family in 16 minigames to decide a champion. They have these really awesome poker chips with animated characters on them. There's 60 of them. They're heavy duty. And the game sounds amazingly fun as well. If you stay tuned for the episode as we sit down and talk with them, we actually play a couple of those games. Plus, if you subscribe to Getting Geeky with Game Relief, our mailing list, you'll be able to find out even more about this great game and the creation process, as we'll be sending out an extra podcast to email subscribers only. So don't miss out on that. Go to GameReliefGo.com to sign up now. Either way, make sure you check out Rotunda, Last Man Standing family party game on Kickstarter through the 6th of December. Go check it out. You like it? Make sure you back it and help this game become a reality.
Getting Geeky with Gamer Leaf, the podcast in which one man strives to level up his geekhood and helping you do the same, one battle at a time. Now, let's get geeky with Gamer Leaf.
Welcome to Getting Geeky with Game Relief. Tonight we have the pleasure of being joined by some creators and masterminds behind a new party game that currently launched to Kickstarter that's called Rotunda, Last Man Standing, the family party game. And tonight we're joined by both Amos and Nona, who are the creators and masterminds behind this great game. Is that correct? Is that how you guys fall in line with Rotunda, Last Man Standing family party game?
That is correct.
Yep, that's correct.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us on Getting Geeky with Game Relief. Before we jump into everything that's great about your game, let's rewind a little bit. How did you guys get into tabletop board games, or is it just party games for you guys?
Right now, it's more party games. Of course, growing up, you play the old classics, Monopoly, Scrabble, Life, Risk. And then later on in life, I moved into Magic. I was actually heavy into Magic. And as you know, we got older, didn't have as much time to play it. And then recently we were both in Germany for 2 years and got a little bored, started picking up more board games and tabletop games. And then from there, it just turned into a really good hobby for us and a passion, started going to conventions and things of that nature. And it's been a ride ever since.
Awesome. And then you recently turned over to party games mainly?
Yeah. Recently turned into party games. So a little background on us. I just got out the military after 7 years, and actually Nona's still in. So, you know, you miss a lot of family time, family events, birthdays, anniversary, holidays. And so when you finally get around your family, you know, you want something to bring everybody together, have fun, make laughs. So we really got into party games heavy, and which led into us making a party game.
Okay, awesome. And I know it's not necessarily going to air before it happens, but tomorrow is Veterans Day, so happy Veterans Day, and thank you for your service, Amos.
Oh, thank you. Nona also.
Thank you too, Nona. Yeah, I was in the Air Force a while back ago for a little while.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So you feel our pain, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I like to I heard it joke that it's $1 million experience that I wouldn't pay a penny to do again. But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
That is very accurate.
So what did you guys do for the military, if you don't mind my asking?
So I was a network operator, you know, basically make computers talk.
Thank you for you guys' service. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, thank you too.
You're welcome. Thank you. And now let's see. And then what about yourself, Nona? Have you always grown up? Did you grow up playing party games, or you transitioned, or how did you get into playing party games and tabletop games?
Yeah, I kind of grew up with the classics. I did like Monopoly, Life, and stuff like that. But I never was really heavy into games until I started trying to come up with our own game. We tried to do like a prototype, and that's when I started doing more research. And then we kind of went heavy on the conventions, like he said. We started going. We went to the Southern Fried Gaming Expo in Georgia, and that was actually really great.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. I'd never heard of that expo, but I recently had a friend created a podcast. They've only released one episode, but it's called Southern Fried Gaming Podcast or whatnot. So that's interesting.
Oh, yeah.
And word on the street is you guys have a new game on Kickstarter. What can you tell us about Rotunda-Last Man Standing Family Party Game?
Well, Rotunda is, like you said, is a last man standing family party game. And basically it has 16 mini games in it. And you'll battle, you know, your friends and family in those mini games. And every time you lose a mini game, you discard one of your chips. And once you're out of chips, you're out the game. You'll start out with 10 of your poker chips. You see the different characters on there. And like you said, every time you lose a mini game, you'll discard the chips. And it's pretty fun because Rotunda actually, well, you'll play it the first time, you may get a certain set of mini games, and then you'll play it 2 more times. You may never get that same set again. So each play experience is totally unique and different. We feel like that helps us stand out.
Awesome. And when I just the way you explained it, I don't know if it's in this same genre or whatnot. I think of a Mario Party for the tabletop, kind of.
That's literally the example we get when we go to our cons. We say, "Have you ever played Mario Party?" It's basically Mario Party for tabletop game.
Well, that's awesome. Now, what can you tell us about some of the mini games?
Oh, so one of my favorite games is Alphabet Roulette. So, for example, I would say C. I'm the one that draw the card, right? So I would say C is my letter. The first person to name the 2 letters before that wins, and they don't have to discard a chip, and everyone else has to. So, for example, I'd say C. Someone has to say AB.
Right. Okay, yeah. And so, yeah, that's a pretty fun one. I'm dyslexic, so I'm not really good at that one. So one of my favorite ones is it's called Clap First. And if you look on our dice, we have a nose on it. And every time that nose is rolled, everybody has to touch their nose as fast as they can. The last person to touch their nose has to discard a chip. Well, Clap First adds another element to that. So before you can touch your nose, you have to clap first. And for every Clap First card is drawn, that's how many claps you have to do. So if you draw 2 Clap First cards, you have to clap twice, then touch your nose. And that's pretty hilarious watching people either forget or they'll clap at their nose or hit themselves in the face. It makes for a pretty good time. And that's one of my favorite games.
Awesome. So there's also a D6 with different actions on then, I guess?
Yeah. The D6 has the different actions are the individual rolling discards a chip. All players discard a chip. Last person to touch their nose discards a chip. And then there's 3 sides that have a CC on them. And CC stands for challenge card. And then if you draw, you roll a CC, you pick up a challenge card and you play the mini game on the card.
Okay, awesome. And you said that whoever still has chips at the end of the game is the winner.
Exactly.
Awesome. And there's 16 different mini games. So that's your favorite one, that element with the dice?
Yeah, that one. And then there's another one. Of course, you're going to lean towards the games you're good at. And we have a game called Whirlwind, where you'll take your poker chip and spin it. Spin it like you'll spin it a quarter or something. And the last person's chip to stop spinning wins. Everybody else discards one. And I'm a pretty strong guy. I'm 6'2", 250. So I can that chip be spinning for days, and it really helps me come out on top a lot of times.
Cool, awesome. Yeah, that sounds like some pretty cool games. Now, where'd the inspiration for Rotunda come from?
Like I said, we were in Germany, and being in Germany as a civilian and being in Germany with the military are two different things. You know, the freedoms you have as a civilian, you don't have as the military. So one thing you can do in the military is drink. So we got to Germany. We were on a assignment and we just got bored and everybody was drinking a lot. So we were like, we need to do something more productive with our time. So we started, we had a taboo. At first we were playing a lot of taboo and Scrabble and different games like that. And we took a taboo dice and we named something on each side of the dice. And so whatever side you rolled, that's what you had to do. Of course, it was all elements of drinking. We all got messed up, throwing up, alcohol poisoning. But then from there, we were like, hey, we could do this, but actually have different type of mini games. So like you said, we're super competitive, a super competitive group. So we always want to outdo each other, battle each other in something. Like you said, the Mario Party, stay up all night with your friends and play all night, see who comes out on top. So little by little, we started coming up with different mini games to play, and from there, it just took off.
So it's like a party game without the alcohol poisoning side effect?
Exactly, yeah. We were trying to get away from that side effect of it.
Well, there you go. That's awesome. Yeah, and it's family friendly, so that's cool. And it sounds like you can have as low as 2 players, and how far up can you go?
So we recommend 8 players, but we've actually played with 10 players before, and it works just fine.
Yeah, it plays exactly the same with 10 to 12 players. We recommend a smaller group, like 6 to 8, because it just makes it more personal, and you don't have to wait as long for a turn and things like that. And that just works for us.
So is that the sweet spot then? 6 to 8 players?
Yeah, definitely. It would be one of the sweet spots.
Awesome. And it's about it's 15-minute playtime for all the 16 games, or just a couple, or how's that work?
So it's a 15-minute playtime to determine a winner, to where somebody's left with the chips. But it actually takes multiple games to get through all the mini games. And sometimes you can play 3 or 4 times in a row and not hit all the mini games, just depending on how many cards you all would draw or how the deck is shuffled. So you can play for 2 hours straight and maybe only get Whirlwind 1 time, or you can play for 2 hours straight and get Whirlwind 6 times. It all depends on the gameplay. And that's why we said you can play it multiple times and it's a different experience every time. And maybe some games you're good at that you got the first time, the next 2 times you don't get those games at all, and there's a different outcome.
Okay, awesome. So besides the different mini games or whatnot, so we sat down to play Rotunda, Last Man Standing family party game. What does it look like before we start the mini games? Like, how does the turn go down?
So basically what you do is you take like your 10 chips, right? You have your 10 chips and your die. There's a little rule book in there, so we pretty much explained how all this is going to go down. So the cards itself, the mini games, they have the instructions on them. And then the rule book explains each side of the die. So once you roll the die, you just pretty much follow what action it tells you to do.
Okay, and do we go around the table rolling the dice or whatnot?
Right. So we like to say the youngest player goes first. And then we just go clockwise from there.
Okay, awesome. And like the different cards will say what mini game to play or whatnot?
Right.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. And I really like these chips. What can you tell us about these chips per se? For somebody's listening, they haven't been able to jump over to check out the Kickstarter page yet. What can you tell us about these chips?
So the chips are actually named after a creator. A lot of them are named after the creator. So you have the little baby dragon Nona, which is who we have here, Nona. We have Chantel, who's our financial person. Her chip is the little red owl, and my chip is named Chuck. He's the orange bear. Like I said, each chip represents somebody who's helped us with the game or who's currently active, whether it's us or it's the people on our street team who helps us go to the cons and demonstrate it. And so they all have a special meaning. They're all based off our personalities. So it's kind of funny when people are like, oh, I like this character. And we're like, that's my personality. You probably shouldn't like it because I'm a terrible person. So
They look pretty high quality. Are they? Or I imagine they are, but they look pretty high quality. I'm not touching them, of course, but just looking at the page.
Yeah, and that's all one thing. So like I said, before we knew about the whole world of tabletop gaming and people actually making their own games, we just wanted a game that we could be proud of showing our friends and family. And so when we picked our components, we picked the top of line with everything. These are actually like clay poker chips. Like you go to Vegas and find the clay chips, they're exactly the same. and they have custom art on the front and the back.
Okay. Oh, yeah. It looks awesome. And the same picture is going to be on the front and the back?
So you'll have the character on the front, and on the back you have the Rotunda R, corresponding with whatever color the chip that is.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Now, how much if somebody wants they like what they've heard or they like what they see on your Kickstarter page, if they like what they see on the Kickstarter page, they'll be able to tell, but they like what they've heard thus far, what's it going to put them back to get a copy of Rotunda-Last Man Standing Family Party Game once the Kickstarter's delivered?
So right now, once Kickstarter's running, what they can get it for is $25 for the game, and that includes the 60 poker chips with the 6 different characters. It includes 6 25 millimeter dice, so the bigger size dice, and it includes the 16 mini games and the 54 cards. It'll set them back $25. That includes shipping
for the US.
So that's cool. And so you don't overpromise and underdeliver. They back it. When would they get their copy so they can try to be the last man standing at the family party game table?
So they get their copy in April. We actually have been working with our manufacturer for about 6 months now. Long Pack Games out of Shanghai. So as soon as the Kickstarter is over with, we can go immediately into production. And we actually pushed that date back 45 days from when Long Pack told us we would get it. So April at the very latest is when we plan, of course, short of anything happening, is when everybody should have their games and having a great game night.
Awesome, yes, and we'll make sure we leave all the links in the show notes so people can just click on over and they don't have to necessarily type it into Kickstarter because there's a bunch of different games out there. During playtesting of this game, was there ever anything you guys had to scrap because it just wouldn't work?
So basically drinking. Like we said, we started with like 5 shots and 10 chips instead of doing the original 10 chips. We figured that wouldn't be the best direction that we should head. We kind of went into the more family and party game option just because, our market would be better.
Yeah, for sure. That way more people can play. That's awesome.
Right. And like we said, everyone plays games, but not everyone drinks.
Yeah, we don't drink ourselves, so that's awesome. So more games we can play, that's always fun.
Right.
Now, with all the games that are currently on Kickstarter, what makes your game pop or stand out as one my audience should go check out and then back if they like what they see?
So we think what makes our game stand out over a lot of them on Kickstarter is just versatility. You can have a 8-year-old playing a 30-year-old and the game isn't skewed. Sometimes you have to go easy on the little kids. Literally anybody can win still. You could have a 70-year-old playing a 20-year-old and you still don't know who's going to win the game. So it's super versatile. And like we said, we also like the fact that a lot of party games, you can't play with under 3 people. You need at least 3 people. With ours, you can play with 2 people. So if you only have, you want to have a date night with the girlfriend or the wife, you can pull out Rotunda and play it and have a great time. Or if you have a group of 10 people coming over the house, you can still pull out Rotunda and have a good time. So it's extremely versatile.
Awesome. Yeah. And so say somebody's not convinced yet. What are a couple of the other party games that are included?
So one of my favorites, stemming off my childhood when I wanted to be a zoologist, this called Animal Name Game. And with Animal Name Game, somebody names an animal and the next player has to name an animal that starts with the last letter. So if I say elephant, the next person has to say tiger, the next person says rabbit. And that game is pretty cool because you'll get into you'll start researching animals before, like somebody says fox, you'll say like X-ray tetra. And like somebody's like, what's an X-ray tetra? It's a type of fish. Like I never knew that until we started playing Animal Name Game. I started researching animals that started with N, X, all that stuff. So that's pretty much one of my favorite. What about you, Nona?
One of the other classics that we have that I really like is categories because you play with like little kids, right? And they come up with like types of sharks. And I have no idea any types of shark. I was like hammerhead shark, great white shark, like the basic ones. But they come up with like the craziest things, and I think that's pretty fun.
Yeah. At our cons, we let people battle us and try to beat us at our own game, and like they'll pick a category and they'll pick stuff we've never heard of. Like she said, types of sharks, and they were naming sharks I never knew existed. And I was like, man, you win. I don't know where to go from here.
So you go in and fact check to make sure they won you?
Yeah, exactly. We definitely challenge, which is a pretty nerve-wracking thing because if you challenge and you get it wrong, then you have to discard a chip, or if you challenge and you get it right, then they discard a chip. So that's another element of the game that's pretty fun. You gotta pretty much see if you want to fact check or you want to just let it go.
That happens a lot with Rhyme Time though too.
Yeah,
people are like trying to pull up words and you don't even know if they're actual words. So it's kind of scary to challenge them.
Oh boy, for sure. Is there something we can play really quick on the podcast? I'd probably lose, but is there a game we can play really quick?
Yeah, we can play Animal Name Game, the one I just mentioned. Like I said, all you do is whatever animal that is named before you, name an animal that starts with the last letter. So if I say fish, you would have to name an animal that starts with an H. And then whatever you say that starts with an H, somebody else has to name an animal that starts with the last letter of that. And you keep going until the first person loses.
So who starts and who will be next and so on and so forth. So let's play it.
So we'll let Nona start, then I'll go next, and then you'll go third, and we'll keep going until somebody falls out.
Okay, my animal is fish.
Horse.
Electric eel.
Lion.
Narwhal.
Lion.
Oh, she just said lion.
Oh, dang it. Okay, so I can't repeat. Uh-oh.
Yeah, you see how you start noticing, like, oh man, I didn't know any other animals. So like that's the same thing we had. We would all say lion for L. Now we do lion, llama, leopard, lemur. We know so many L animals now. And so like I said, it'll make you do some research. It's pretty fun.
It's a really good educational game too for kids, like trying to learn stuff.
Awesome. Can I have a rematch?
Oh yeah, let's go.
Okay, do I have to go first because I lost?
Yeah, you can go first.
Zebra.
Aardvark.
Kangaroo.
Octopus.
Snake.
Eagle.
Eagle. Dang it.
Yeah, it gets pretty hard, and that's why it's pretty hilarious. You're like, man, I know there's so many animals in the animal kingdom. I know there has to be something else that starts with the E. But like, what was the E? What? It was eagle, elephant, eel.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard, yeah, but wow.
Yeah, yeah, and it gets pretty intense, especially the more people you add to the game. You're over here trying to think, oh man, they just took my animal. Now I can't name that.
Cool, awesome. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And you said there's a lot of educational games as well?
Yeah. So like that one is the good with the animals. We the alphabet roulette, like I said, I'm not very good at that, but that helps kids with trying to learning the alphabet. So like she said with alphabet roulette, somebody names a letter of the alphabet, and the first person to name the first two letters before that wins. So if I say C, the first person to say is AB wins. I don't think I've ever won that game.
Oh boy! But you got him on the spinning your chip. It sounds like.
Oh yeah, I got all the physical games like spinning the chip, flipping the chips, all that stuff. I'm pretty good at that.
Well, there you go, awesome. And I imagine if people wanted to, that they could make up their own mini games as well if they got the game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can make up your own, or you can play them differently. So we as a group, we play, the first person out tosses the chip, and then we move to the next game. But we've been in game nights where people play, they keep like Animal Name Game where you would have been out. Then some people play where they keep going to the one person left. So it puts a little different spin on the game.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Awesome. So mine is coming to your hometown to stalk you. How will people go about keeping up with you guys or Rotunda, Last Man Standing, Family Party Game, and other possible games you might come out with in the future?
So right now we have our Facebook page up, and we also have our Instagram page. Our website is currently under construction, but it'll be up shortly after the Kickstarter. Obviously our Kickstarter is live right now, but our main channels are going to be Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, awesome. And speaking of keeping up with you for what might be next, I know we're mainly focused on the Kickstarter Rotunda right now, but do you guys have other plans for other games in the future?
So as for other games, like I said, we're focusing on Rotunda, but we do have a plan that we're starting a Facebook series called the Rotunda Challenge. And what that is we let people in the community come play us in our game. And if they can beat us at our own game, we just play one mini game with them. And if they can beat us, they'll either get a prize or as a punishment. So like we have one episode up there already where we did the Rotunda Challenge and we did Big Bad Bear as a game. And the people, yeah, I did cheat, but if you're not cheating, you're not fine. But the people who I won that game and everybody else had to go jump fully clothed inside of a pool. And so it's different challenges like that.
Now, is this at cons, or is this a Facebook Live video thing, or what is this?
Yeah, this is going to be a series we have on Facebook. Like I said, we've already done one episode, and we have probably about 4 more coming within the next 6 weeks that are going to come out. And it's anything from playing the games to having to give people sponge baths at a retirement home to pretty much anything. Like the world is it's full of different things you can do.
Oh boy! And so how do we find your Facebook page to do that, to watch those?
So you go to www.facebook.com /Rotunda Game, and you'll look under our videos and you'll see the Rotunda Challenge videos.
Okay, awesome. And we'll leave, like I said before, we'll leave all the links in the show notes so they can just come straight, they can click straight over. Now, let's see here. Now, per se, we don't want to keep you all night, but we do want to give a special gift to our subscribers. So if anybody's subscribed to our email, they'll get a little bit of extra content. If you're listening right now and our email's already gone out, you can always go ahead and shoot me a message over at GameRelief@GameReliefGo.com, kind of like Pokemon Go, but it's really Game Relief Go. They can always send me a message and I can go ahead and get them the extra content, email it out to them if it's past that. But we really wanted to thank you for coming on Getting Geeky with Game Relief to talk all about it. And like I said, we'll go ahead and talk a little bit more about the design process and what it went into that if they want to join us over on the subscriber email. But thanks a lot for joining us, Nona and Amos.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
What is this place? What is it doing here in the Leaves computer? Oh, it's Kickstarter Corner with the Leaves.
Well, if you like that Rotunda game, I know I did, make sure you go ahead and show some support over at Kickstarter. Click the link in our show notes so you can show them that you came over. And remember, you can go ahead and get a secret podcast episode by subscribing to our email list at GameReliefGo.com. Kind of like Pokemon Go, but it's GameReliefGo.com. Go do that right now. We'll wait for you. Thanks for subscribing to our mailing list. I hope you'll enjoy the emails we send you about different Kickstarters and different Getting Geeky with Game Relief exclusive material. Now, let's get on with Kickstarter Corner so you can see some of the cool games that are on Kickstarter currently. Do you want to get your game mentioned on Kickstarter Corner or do a giveaway with the Giveaway Geek? Make sure you go ahead and message us on Facebook at Getting Geeky with Game Relief or my personal account, Blake Leafty, or you can always email us at GameRelief@GameReliefGo.com. I'd say Messenger is the best way, but you can email us as well. Some people like email better. But let's see what's on Kickstarter today, shall we? First off, from Elzra Games, we've got Catacombs 3E playmat version. It's the award-winning dexterity dungeon crawl. It's back. In this game, it's a dungeon crawl where you're not rolling the dice, but you're flicking your characters. So you flick your heroes through encounters on double-sided playmats. They far surpassed their goal, and there's still 6 days for you to get on the action as this project goes through. Wednesday, the 21st of November, so day before our United States Thanksgiving. So make sure you check out Catacombs, the 3E Playmat Edition. Better yet, do you want to know more about Catacombs? Make sure you go look at the Catacombs new Cardboard Herald preview video update, which was posted on November 13th as we sit down with Aaron. If you scroll through that update, you'll see our interview posted from Elzra Games with Aaron, and you can find out a little bit more about it. I would say it's one of our longest episodes ever, so if you want to find that out and want something to listen to before your Thanksgiving holiday begins and find out a cool game, go check out Catacombs 3E playmat version and give that episode a listen. Another great game that's currently on Kickstarter and reached its funding goal in one day is OFFICINALIS, card game with medicinal plants. That's right. OFFICINALIS is a game of tricks, observation, and combinations. OFFICINALIS is a game of folds, observation, and combinations. So you definitely want to check out this game. They've got stretch goals unlocked currently, and they're going for some more. Let's see what they're going for. The latest one is stretch goal number 14, so you can help them get that. They got some cool artwork on their page, so make sure you check it out. In this game, you play as a herbalist whose goal is to collect medicinal plants with which to concoct potent herbal teas while avoiding your opponent's toxic plants. It sounds pretty cool, and you can help Bring this game to your collection by backing it on Kickstarter from Robin Red Games. You only got a week to do so, as this project goes through next Friday, the 23rd of November. So definitely check out OFFICINALIS card game with medicinal plants currently on the Kickstarters. Another game coming to us from some Canadian game developers is Glyph Chess, the Magic board game. And we'll be sitting down with the creators of this great game next week, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. But anyways, Glyph is a tactic-style board game for 2 to 3 players with awesome miniatures and high-quality game accessories. This game reached its goal in 48 hours and is still going pretty strong. So in this game, you're pretty much playing an awesome new game of chess with awesome miniatures. It sounds really cool, and check out some of these miniatures and this awesome chessboard. The components alone are definitely worth the wait. You can check out a preview from Man vs. Meeple as well as the Dice Tower on their Kickstarter page. There's definitely some good things. Even Marco Cervone from the Board Game Revolution does a shout out and preview as well. So definitely go ahead and head on over to their Kickstarter page and check out Glyph Chess, the Magic board game. And in Glyph, it can only be played by the most powerful wizards. Glyphs are relics from ancient times. It is said that they were discovered in a mysterious ruin by the greatest wizard in history, Tisler. Tisler deciphered the rules of Glyph and recommended it to all his wizard friends. So, definitely make sure you're subscribed to Getting Geeky with Game Relief so you can make sure you catch our interview with the creators of that great game next week. And go check out Glyph Chess, the Magic board game, on your Kickstarter through Monday, the 10th of December. Maybe you heard our interview with Jason Surlock a while back ago. Maybe you didn't. If you didn't, make sure you definitely go check it out. And then come over and look at his great project he has going on. Asunder, an intuitive war game. Asunder is a lightning-fast 40mm war game set in post-apocalyptic Earth. It's easy to learn, strategic, and customizable. And with this war game, you know what? You don't have to have a ruler. No need to bring your ruler. It's easy to play, easy to learn. And there's awesome miniatures in this great game. So definitely head on over to your Kickstarter and check out Asunder, an intuitive war game that will be on Kickstarter through the 12th of December from Scent LLC. So check that out. And reminder, if you want to see your game or you know something else that is an awesome game, or you have a product, even it can be a product, it doesn't have to be a game, you want it mentioned on Getting Geeky with Game Relief, and if it's not a game, but it's a product, and you want it to do a giveaway with the Giveaway Geek, make sure you check that out. Go ahead and send me a message. I can get you in contact, and I also work for the Giveaway Geek. So check that out. Anyways, it's your least favorite time, my least favorite time. Time for us to get on with our lives, you to get on with yours. In the meantime, I hope you'll get geeky, stay geeky, and bring others in the geek fold. Game Relief out.
Gamer Leaf levels up. Tune in next week to see if Gamer Leaf's luck holds up.